So, as you will see in this course, approaching the negotiations with the wrestling mentality is not the way to reach an optimal solution, and in fact, it will likely lead to lose-lose scenario. Let me give you an example. Think about the most expensive cup of coffee you have ever purchased in your life. It can be any time, say when you were traveling overseas, or perhaps when you were right down the road in a local Starbucks, or even the cup that you may have had in one of the best resorts in the world. But anyways, I just want you to recall the figures on the bill telling you the cost of the coffee, because I can bet that you will never forget the most expensive coffee that you have ever purchased. Don't stare at me, even I have never forgotten the most expensive coffee I have ever bought. Let me take you to that day when I had the most expensive coffee of my life. I remember I was having lunch with my wife on a warm afternoon, and all of a sudden I heard a knock on the front door. So I went to the front door and imagine what did I discover? A man gave a stack of papers and just literally fled away. Going through the statements of the papers, it did not take me long to realize that I, along with my business, was going to be sued. I was very tensed. I called my best friend, said, "Hey, I got a lawsuit. I'm in deep trouble. What shall I do?" And not to my surprise, he replied, "Akshay, you don't have a choice. You will have to hire a lawyer." So that's what I exactly did. Fast forward 9 months later, and thousands of dollars in attorney fee later, I found that I was no further along than I was when I first received the lawsuit. And both sides at this point of time were completely worn out over the whole process. We all realized that there was only one party that was benefiting from the entire case. Can you guess who? No prizes for the correct answer. It were the attorneys. So now we plan to do something different. We all agreed to meet without our attorneys, get together, and try to figure out if we could discuss some options for settling the entire matter with consensus so that we all could just put it behind us and move on. So we met at a local coffee shop, and can you imagine, within an hour we reached a solution that each one of us was satisfied with. However, it was not until I reached home that it really struck me what had actually happened. After I reached home, my wife asked me, "So Akshay, how did it go today?" And I said, "Hey, everything has got fine. We ultimately settled it." And that was when wisdom began to dawn on me with my wife's words. She said, "You know what? If you had approached this problem with a different mindset from day one, you could have settled this matter precious 9 months back and could have actually saved a fortune that you drained in attorney's fee. But instead, you bought the most expensive cup of coffee you will ever buy." And you know what, my friends? I hate to admit, but she was actually right. When we approach a negotiation with a right mindset, there is definitely a much better chance of a favorable solution for everyone involved.